Okay, I'm going to read from the Book of Wisdom or Folly. This is your morning meditation and reprogramming. Take the deepest breath of the day, hold it for 10 seconds. This is called On the Four Virtues of the Sphinx. De quatuor virtuti infinity. See now our Sphinx, with what subtlety and art is she made whole. Here is thy light, the lion, the necessity of thy nature fortified by thy life, the bull, the power of work guided by thy liberty, the man, the wit, to adapt action to environment. These are three virtues in one, necessary to all proper motion. As I may say in a figure, the lust of the archer, the propulsive force of his arm, and the equilibrating and directing control of his eye. And the equilibrating and directing control of his eye. Of these three, if one fail, the mark is not hit. But hold, is not a fourth element essential in the work? Yea, soothly, all were vain without the engine, arrow, and bow. This engine is thy body, possessed by thee and used by thee for thy work, yet not part of thee, even so as are his weapons to his archer in my similitude. Thus is thy dragon to be cherished of thy lion. But if thou lack energy and endurance of thy bull, thy tools lie idle, and if cunning and intelligence with experience also of thy man, thy shaft flieth crooked. So then, O my son, do thou perfect thyself in these four powers, and that with equity. This is called De Libra in Quata Virtutes Equipolent, on the balance in which the four virtues have equal power. By Jnana Yoga cometh thy man to knowledge, by Karma Yoga thy bull to will, by Raja Yoga is the lion brought to his light. And to make perfect thy dragon thou hast Bhakta Yoga, for the eagle therein, and Hatha Yoga for the serpent. Yet mark thou well how all these interfuse, so that thou mayst accomplish no one of the works separately. As to make gold thou must have gold, it is the word of the alchemists. So to become the Sphinx thou must first be a Sphinx. For naught may grow save to the norm of its own nature, and in the law of its own law, or it is but artifice and endureth not. So therefore is it folly and a rape wrought upon truth, to aim at naught but the fulfillment of thine own nature. Order then thy workings in accord with the knowledge of that norm, as best thou mayst, not heeding the importunity of them that prate of the ideal. For this rule, this uniformity is proper only to a prison, and a man liveth by elasticity, nor endureth rigor save in death. But whoso groweth bodily by a law foreign to his own nature, he hath a cancer, and his whole economy shall be destroyed by that small disobedience. This is called On the Pyramid de Pyramide. Okay, this is called On the Pyramid de Pyramide. On the pyramid. Now then at last art thou made ready to confront the pyramid, when thou art established as a sphinx, for it also hath the four square base of the law, and the four triangles of light, life, love, and liberty. For its sides that meet in a point of perfection, that is had it poised to the kiss of Nuit. But in this pyramid there is no difference of form between the sides as it is in thy sphinx. For these are wholly one, save in direction. Thou art then in harmony of the four by right of thine attainment of adeptship, the crown of thy manhood, but not an identity, as in Godhead. Therefore may it be said from one point of sight that thine achievement is but a preparation, an adornment of the bride for the temple of Hymen and his rite. Verily, O my son, I deem in my wisdom that this whole work of thy development to sphinxhood cometh before the work of theurgy, for the Lord descendeth not upon a temple ill-conceived and builded awry, and not abideth in a shrine unworthy. Accomplish then this task in patience, with assiduity, not hasting furiously after godliness. For this is most sure, that to the beauty of a maiden answereth the lust of her lord, spontaneous and without effort or appeal of her contriving. Prolegomena concerning silence. But now concerning silence, O my son, I will have a further word with thee, for thereby we mean not the muteness of him that hath a dumb devil. This silence is the dragon of thine unconscious nature, not only the ecstasy or death of thine ego in the operation of its organ, but also in its unity with the lion, the truth of thyself. Thus is thy silence the way of the Tao, and all speech deviation therefrom. This lion and dragon are therefore of thyself, and the man and the bull the feminine counterparts thereof. Being the grace of our Lady Babylon, that she bestoweth upon thee in thine adultery with her, they are then as a vesture of honor and a reward that are won by the intensity of thy light and of thy love. So properly was esteem men by the measure of their intelligence and of their strength, since they are equal in the essential Godhead. So far as concerneth the quiddity thereof, see thou closely moreover unto it, that if thou be well favoured of our Lady, thy lion and thy dragon grow in like measure, for the excess of the feminine is dead weight. The intellectual without virility is a dreamer of follies, and the laborious giant without courage is a slave. On the nature of our silence, de natura silenti nostre. The nature of this silence is shown also by the god Harpocrates, the babe in the lotus, who is also the serpent and the egg, that is the Holy Ghost. This is the most secret of all energies, the seed of all being, and therefore must he be sealed up in an ark from the malice of the devourers. If then by thine art thou canst conceal thyself in thine own nature, this is silence, this, and not nullity of consciousness, else were a stone more perfect in adeptship than thou. But abiding in thy silence thou art in a city of refuge, and the waters prevail not against the lotus that enfoldeth thee. This ark or lotus is in the womb of our Lady Babylon, without which thou wert the prey of Nile and of the crocodiles that are therein. Now, O my son, mark thou well this, that I will write for thine advertisement and behoof, that this silence, though it be perfection of delight, is but the gestation of thy line. And in thy season thou must dare and come forth to the battle. else were not this practice of silence akin to the formula of separateness of the Black Brothers. The formula recta draconi and the correct formula of the dragon. Verily, O my son, herein lieth the danger and the treasure of thy scorpion. For this nature is against himself, being the deepest ego that is, a being separate from the universe, and this is the root of the whole mystery of the evil. For he hath in him the magic power, which if he use not, he is self-poisoned, even as an organ of the body that refuseth its function. So then his cure is in his ally, the lion, that feareth not the crocodiles, nor hideth himself, but leapeth eagerly forward. The path of the mystic hath this pitfall, that, though he unite himself with his God, his mode is to withdraw from that which him seemeth is not God, whereby he affirmeth and confirmeth the demon that is duality. Be thou instant, therefore, O my son, to turn from every act of love at the moment of full satisfaction, flinging the invoked might thereof against a new opposite. For the formula of every dragon is perpetual motion or change, and therefore to dwell in the satisfaction of thy nature is stagnation, and a violation thereof, making the duality of conflict, which is the falling away to Karanson, unto the which be restriction in the name of Babylon. On his horoscope, De Sua Carta Colorum. Okay, this is called On His Horoscope. On his horoscope, De Sua Carta Colorum. I pray thee to mark, O my son, how the grace of nature was benignant at my nativity to the right balance and formulation of my sphinx. For Neptune was in the sign of the bull, giving strength and stability to my spiritual essence. Uranus was ascending in the lion to fortify my magical will with courage and to turn it to the salvation of man. In the West, a man was set earnest to make mine intelligence sober, profound, and capable of labor. Jupiter with Mercury, his herald, was in Scorpio, harmonizing me and my word according to the essence of my nature. Then of the others, Mars was exalted in the goat for physical endurance and toil. Sol was conjoined with Venus in the balance for judgment in art and in life, and for equability of temper. Lastly, the moon was in the sign of the fishes who loved abode for a gift of sensitiveness and of glamour. What then am I? I am a transient effect of infinite causes, a child of changes. There is no I. O thou that art not thou, else were I segregated, a stagnation, a thing of hate and of fear. But every morning, ever changing, there is a star in the body of Our Lady. Know it, whose word is none and two. Okay, on his work De Opero Suo, I am not I. Then sayest thou, why is this word? Know, my son, that this first person is but a common figure of the speech of men, whereof the magus may avail himself without implication of metaphysic. Yet in the mystery of illusion, which is the instrument of the universal will, I will not say the harlot of its pleasure are manifested these many stars, and amongst them that Logos of the Aeon of Horus, whom thou callest to Metaphon, and thy father, and this is by come through virtue of the intensity of the will to change, through many a serpent phase of life and death, until in the play of the game, its manifestation is the utterance of this word of the Aeon, this law of the Thelema. It shall be for a season the formula of the magic of the earth. Who then should inquire of the further destiny of that star, or of another? It is the play of the game, and the operation of its function shall suffice it. Rid thyself, therefore, of this thought of I, apart from all, but attaining to consciousness of all by our true way, contemplate the play of illusion by thine instrument of mind and sense, leaving it without a care to continue in its own path of change.
Even if I
party. Like, he doesn't care. So I don't know why you're trying to use that against him to make him feel shame. Like, he doesn't feel shame.
Yeah.
If he was ashamed, he would have never gone to this TV show.
I published it.
Exactly. He was proud of it.
Yeah, he had to say yes to that. That's correct.
And he's an attorney, so he knows what it means to put your signature on something.
Yes.
A very successful attorney.
Yeah, well, he has a sauna, so I mean that definitely.
Diego, you also don't have to be an attorney.
Basic.
Diego.
It's a freaking stove.
Wait, this wasn't. This was a major admission by Diego. Diego, you're not an attorney. Do you not understand the difference in yes?
He's not a
Sandra? Yeah, but Diego spends a lot of time with attorneys.
outside?
Oh my God, Jacob, mute yourself.
Yeah, but
Jesus.
Diego, do you know what yes and no
Sorry,
means?
I thought I
It's like
did.
when she says no, do you understand what that means? You don't have to be an attorney to know what it means to say yes to something. Just letting you know.
What are you talking about?
You see? That was a huge admission. I hope there's no recordings.
Oh my God.
I got one.
Confused.
I think Issa. No, actually, I'll
Say it.
What, Brooke? Say it.
Really, Brock?
I think you have a thing for Diego.
Whoa!
Whoa.
She doesn't.
Oh,
She
you
got invited to
called
a
her
wedding.
Barbie.
She didn't want to go.
You caught me. Yeah.
I mean, she is Catholic, Diego, so that takes one box.
Yeah,
Nancy
I am
speaks
so
Spanish.
into
That
Diego.
takes another
I am
box.
so. Shut up. I am so into Diego that when he invited me to go at his +1 to this wedding in, where was it, in Scotland or Ireland? I
Ireland.
said no. I declined.
Northern Ireland.
Why did you
Yeah,
decline?
but
That's
let's
not
be
nice.
really. So you regretted that decline.
Why would you decline that? That sounds like a good time.
Declined.
I mean, she also declined. She also declined the
He is
invite
a
to
married
Mexico.
man. I'm not going to go to married
You don't
man.
have to fuck him.
Talking to Reed.
You just had.
Okay, well then why did you open up the itty bitty titty?
Whoa!
Where did this come from?
How come no one said that to Elon Musk?
Because she doesn't want.
No one has a problem when Elon Musk does it.
But because Elon Musk is not pretending to be a good Catholic, dude.
First of all, Elon Musk is very rich. Also, secondly, it seems like Elon Musk is fucking a lot of crazy people.
I said
Elon
marriage
Musk-
too.
Very low
Elon Musk
standards
is
for
an
crazy.
atheist, so I don't
Yeah.
like.
It can make sense, Issa.
Lisa, I met Diego in person, and he's a very handsome man. Just so you know.
I know what he
Oh
looks
my
like.
God, David! Not you being a faggot.
So
You don't
you're
have
on
to
the other
respond
side
to
of the
that.
people.
Even my brother's wife is like, "Who's that guy?"
I know what he looks like. I have even spoken to his mother and his sister. I know stuff about Diego. Yeah.
Well, tell us a fun fact about Diego that
She
nobody
didn't
knows.
want to be tempted by his
I
beauty.
cannot talk. I cannot say.
Right.
That's
We have
like
friends.
Seuss.
We have friends in common in real life.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Is it because you're Spanish?
Cannot confirm or
No,
deny.
Oh, you
Right.
oh, you
No,
Spanish
it's
people.
because- it's because we are, I guess, sort of
Is it Nora?
libertarians, and so we know people in the same circle.
Mm.
Like Ali Alexander.
Not two Catholics libertarian. That makes sense.
No, he's friends with a friend of mine from university. And because, I don't know, my university is a libertarian university, and he is in that
Right.
circle, and yeah. So we know people in common.
Just how it goes.
I'll be
Starting to
right
read his
back.
recognition that, like, you really don't want to just allow them
That's what you told
Nora's
Bill.
just
to
kind of-
recklessly engage in relationships with each other.
By the way, because I come from a ultra-Orthodox community,
I wonder if that was
According
the
to
one,
Rick,
the one phone call.
success
Bad
rate is
one.
much higher.
I think she
It's
calls
not
Diego.
arranged marriages, but it's like
Or she might
Oh,
call that.
Rick?
She
Oh, Rick, yeah.
Call Rick.
Why would you do this to me?
several days.
Just the yellow Rick. That's the reason why.
Well, actually, I heard that when she, I heard that when she called Rick, he stood her up. So that's the reason why she went crazy in New York.
Yeah, between Diego and him, they both set her over the edge.
That is
Wow.
not true. Diego told her not to come.
Terrible.
Yeah,
And
but
she
she was
showed up
also
anyway.
wanting to meet with. She wanted to meet with Rick and Bobadilla as well, and they both rejected her. And then she went crazy.
Whoa. There's a bunch of half truths there.
Well, at least there's half truths. That means it's lie.
I did.
That part is true.
I missed a call of hers on Sunday morning. I did.
You ignored her.
Oh, see, that's the one call that just calmed her down.
Wow, you would
I'm
ignore.
serious. You would
But-
be the best.
That's typical Rick, though. That's typical Rick. He's not going to answer your phone call.
David Bobadilla, is this how he also missed Thomas Cole? The day of the U.S. Open.
You know, it's just.
David, you have to
I'm not going to answer it.
Hang on, I just got a recording of the phone call from Diego. And,
You're fired. You're fired.
oh, she isn't here?
Let's hear it.
Hang on.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Definitely not.
I'm gonna come.
Do not come. Do not come. Do not come.
I'm gonna come.
There you have it.
When she pukes,
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't trust Diego.
Wow. Yeah, and I found her.
Nobody
most
trusts
likely
you,
in,
Bob.
She said she is sitting on her working desk.
Anyway, it's fun. Whenever I retweet anything related to Nora, I always tag Diego.
When she was sitting.
So yeah, that was the half
Yeah,
truth.
because that's her
But
boyfriend.
the part that's not true, like she did not tell me that she was going to New York. She did not have any intention of seeing me or wanting to see me.
But she
No.
been having.
So she called you as a last resource?
So maybe that phone call you missed was her saying Rick on the air.
Maybe she was calling to ask for my opinion if like it'd be a horrible idea to go to New York because Diego.
Dave, you could have said yes, and then she would
Yeah,
have.
Oh, David, stop talking over people. Let him finish.
Because
Yeah, like, but she was not.
exist in our
like,
entire species.
We were not on the level where she was like telling me what she was doing. I had no idea she was.
But she was already in New York, or she was on her way to New York?
I don't know the timeline. Apparently, she's like on Facebook. I'm not on Facebook, but there was a picture of her posted, and the caption was like, "New Jersey is the worst state in the world," or something like that.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
I don't know what day that was, but that might be able to paint the timeline.
So she flew into Newark, probably. That's what.
Yeah, I don't know. Ooh, I see him clearing out the room. But yeah, it is what it is.
Well, it made for an interesting story, a fun story.
I would say like 90% of the blame is Diego's. 10% maybe is you, Rick.
What's Diego there for?
No, Rick is no. It has nothing to do with Rick. What we don't know is Diego.
No, we know Diego pretty much. I went to the.
Yeah, so
I
Diego
did
was
some
sick.
investigative
Diego
journalism.
was sick.
I did
Hold on,
investigative journalism. I literally did some journalism. And it was like a little. It wasn't like scary, but I did not tell Diego what I was doing, and I did it. I went to the office that she went and got arrested in, and I asked them. I was like, "Was she here to see anyone? Like, what was she doing in this building? How do you get into this building?" And the guy, the same doorman as the one that was in the video, was just like, mental. She wasn't here to see anyone. She just came in for no reason and went crazy.
Because it's Diego's office.
That's right. No,
I don't think it is Diego's office.
No, but why is she in New York City? Like, that's
She's a
New Jersey.
she's a 39-year-old woman. She can
travel
New York
wherever
City
she
if
wants
she
to
wants to
travel.
go to New
Okay,
York
got
City.
it.
New York City is like one of the most common destination, vacation, getaway weekend places in the world. People go to New York from all over.
So Diego's in the clear. Got it.
Well, we don't know what they talked about, so we can't say that.
I mean, look, we know he told her to come.
I mean, Brock, you said that he was sick, but he
Oh
was.
my God, let Rick talk. He's the only one making sense of any of this. So shut up, the two of you,
Yeah.
Brock and David. Hold on.
No, like Diego.
You don't have anything interesting to say. Let Rick speak.
Yeah, so I don't know for sure, But the vibe that I got from Diego was he hasn't been in New York in a long ass time, and then a couple weeks ago he just got back. So he told me, and he told David, and probably some other people, like a couple weeks ago, I'm in New York for the foreseeable future, blah, blah, blah. There was obviously, I'm sure, conversations with Nora being like, oh, you got to come to New York, blah, 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 blah. So, like, that was said. Like, it wasn't like she just came to New York to stop.
That is what I think. Like, you don't just go to New York randomly. I mean, she goes there because there was a conversation had, whatever that conversation was.
Exactly.
Exactly. So yeah, then I guess, not sure what the timelines are. Like, we're not cool where she would, nor do I even want to hear any of this shit. Like, there was a time when she would just dump things on me, and it was like, I liked it better when I could joke around and, like, I didn't know any of this stuff, and I could just joke, like, oh, yeah, I'm sure you and Diego met. Like, yeah, I know, blah, blah, blah. But then she would tell me stuff, and it
became too serious for you.
It just, I wasn't able to joke about it because she would, like, you know, be like, oh, you, blah, blah, and then whatever. So it ended up being for the best that she just, like, stopped talking to me about shit.
Yeah, she went from, like, a clubhouse.
I don't really know, like, what was going on with her and Diego and going to New York, but I do know that when I came back from that hockey game with Bobadilla and I was in the car and I got a call from her, I had a gut feeling she was in New York. I didn't put two and two together, but I should have.
Yeah, and she sounded crazy.
Crazy. Like, I hate to say this, Keegan, is he still in here? Keegan said it. Keegan was like, dude, she was literally just, like, going to attack Jews. And, like, I hate to even believe that.
And
but
she's
I
calling
will
a
say,
Jew, though.
She called me.
I told you that.
She called me on Wednesday night, and, like, it really did seem like she was just looking for a Jew to fight with. And I'm like, look,
so there really was no reason for her to be in that building, then.
No reason. It was near. What I also found in my investigative journalism, it was near the Marriott that she stayed and allegedly got kicked out of, but they said I needed a warrant to talk to them about any of that stuff, the hotel. But it was right near the Marriott, where she was on Facebook saying, like...
And what kind of building was it? Was it like a law building or architecture? What kind of building was it?
It was an office building. It was small.
Just a general offices, no specific industry building.
It was a small lobby. Like, so I used to work on 750 East 3rd, and then when I saw this was 950, I was like, all right, it's pretty close. I was like, I'm going to throw it back and do my old walk to work. I used to live on 38th Street, and then the office was on, like, 47th Street. And so I just, like, got dropped off at my old apartment and was walking. And my old office building is, like, a very big lobby where there's, like, you know, security that you need to always show your ID and sign in. And, like, if you work there, you have a badge and you get right in, blah, blah. But this other one, it wasn't like that at all. It was small. You just walked in.
How do they induce it if they do? Because I think they didn't, but I would not know.
can give you Pitocin.
And that's one of the boundaries I pushed back on, where people came back to me after the fact and said, "We're glad that you pushed back on that boundary because obviously you were right." But they were just needed somebody, right? Yeah, they were just gonna be like,
That's
I
wild.
promise you. Have you been arrested? No. Okay. Have you ever told the police, or institutions to go fuck themselves? Have you ever let them know that they are your servants?
No, listen. I'm all, I know that there's shit here as well. I'm just telling you that medically, they take this, and again, maybe this is like a recent thing, but they transition to like giving parents like, you basically do whatever you want.
I don't think you understand. There's a whole different group of people that handle people like me. Everywhere.
How do you use a baby ankle monitor? That's like punishing the baby. That's insane. That's psychotic.
I mean, the baby doesn't really care one way or the other. They're clearly establishing something. They think that the baby is theirs. And so when they found the reasoning, they said, the baby's pallor is not within the appropriate spectrum. We're not going to let you leave. I was like, okay, you have got to provide me with a justification, because you can go ahead and call the police and you will tell me why, or I'm just going to leave. And I had a lot of people who were telling me like, just stay, don't worry about it. And I was like, I'm not gonna fucking stay. I'm not staying. They can make their argument, and then I'm gonna research their argument. And they made their argument, and they were wrong. And so the doctor, came to me and said, okay, so we need to do this. And I was like, you're not gonna do a goddamn thing. You're not gonna fucking touch the baby, because I've looked into this, and you're absolutely dead fucking wrong. There's not a single realm in which the bilirubin lights. You want to take my baby from his mother, from the skin-to-skin contact that has been scientifically, rigorously, consistently proven to improve the baby's health and well-being. You want to take him away from his food, his source of food, his breast milk, for hours, and just lay him down under a fucking blue light. Like, you can suck my fucking cock. Not happening. I'll put the baby in the sunlight, thanks. And they're like, well, that's not allowed. And I was like, and I showed them. I was like, look at here's a fucking Scientific American fucking journal article that's published on UV radiation. Okay, see this? See where it says? See where it shows the boundaries of the radiation? And then I showed them the bilirubin lights. And here's the spectrum that's emitted by the fucking bilirubin lights. So go fuck yourself. I want a second opinion.
Isn't it kind of strange that everything in life always seems to be opposite, where like you go into the medical industry and it's like the exact opposite of what it should be? Or there's other similarities, law, you could say food, like everything in life is this crazy.
Not everything in life, but what those things that come from institutions have been inverted. And I think that it is fundamentally connected to the inversion of our value expression in money.
Yeah, you could. I think the yin and yang, or the Tao Te Ching, that symbol of opposites, and then even within the opposite, there's still another opposite. So I don't know. It just seems like all institutions, and yeah, I mean, you could say it goes all the way to the core of essentially banking. Really, I mean. I don't know, because even in banking, there's a balance with the total system. So it's just, I don't know. It's here's a complaint bucket, and then here's, just how cruel and, brutal life is with mortality and the human body decomposing. It's difficult. It's a difficult journey to death.
There has to be, there has to be a recognition of who the baby belongs to. And the baby belongs to myself and my partner. It is not the product of the state. It was not produced by the state. It does not derive its existence or owe its existence in any way to the state. And for the state to stake a claim on my child is so reprehensible that when I think about it, I become violently angry and desire to destroy all of the people involved who so contemptuously looked down on me and ridiculed me and mocked me and threatened me. I mean,
but you're past all that now. The point is,
I'm not past that. I do not forgive, and I do not fucking forget.
But isn't the point you use the facility and the doctors to service you and your wife, when if you were really well organized and you had more time, which you don't, you would have organized your own birthing. What are those midwife things called? Midwives.
It was not my decision. No, I would not have used a midwife. I would have used no one and nothing. It was not my decision. It was a decision that was made by others that I went along with, and I was very clear that I was not making that decision, and I was very clear that I would not be held responsible for the outcomes of that decision. I was very clear, and everyone will attest to that. They will testify to the same.
No, I'm just saying, if you had more time, you would have organized a birth outside of that medical industrial complex, essentially.
The birth was outside of the medical industrial complex. We were brought into the medical industrial complex by the fear and cowardice of others.
Oh.
And I understand your observation that you feel that I owe them something, but I owe them nothing. I asked for nothing. And
no, I'm not saying you owed them. I'm saying, I mean, you did exactly what you had to do, so there's not a speck of dust out of place in the universe.
Just came in at the end.
I didn't hear the whole thing.
You did or you did not?
No, I don't know the background. It doesn't matter.
The point is you got to rigorously enforce those boundaries. And one of the boundaries that needs to be enforced is that the baby needs to be in mommy's hands, skin-to-skin contact. It needs to get sunlight, and it needs to get breastfed. And that's really the most important thing right now for the first couple of months. Just get mom fed, get baby fed.
Yeah.
Don't let mom try to develop a habit where she feels like she's a professional woman who's got business to attend to. No, your business is this baby's health and well-being.
Yeah.
You want to read something? Read it out loud so that the baby can. My kid was reading at a 7th